Uh, that's the. It just your face just froze in that image. In that. Are you okay? Are you still moving, guy? Are you still there? Because your camera, it froze perfectly. What in the hell is going on? You can't make this shit up. I think he got disconnected. Oh no. Guy, you there? Maybe I should text him. Guy, are you still alive? I don't know what's going on. This is a little creepy. Hey, guy. Oh.
So I don't know what happened,
Oh.
but I'm looking at the freeze how it did on the stream, and it looks funny as hell. But my computer just died. It just turned itself off. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know what happened. It was just like perfect. You're like, I don't know what happened. It was just like.
It's funny. It works. My computer just shut itself off.
Okay.
As soon as you said we're ready to go live,
And it caught. I mean, you can't make that shit up. Okay. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. This is the Double Sleeved MTG podcast, or the Double Take podcast, whichever one you want to call it. I think we're working with a name. But anyway, guys, we're here to discuss the lack thereof, or maybe you're happy about some of the unbans, or Rhytic study surviving, and Thoracle is still here. And
I'm so happy that I got a card that wins just as much as Coalition Victory does. Actually, never mind. It doesn't even do that. It's 8 beta and doesn't say win the game.
I mean, if somebody has one creature, they still are alive. But anyway, we're going to discuss a couple things here. First off, we're going to talk about the commander ban list, and then we'll talk about some other things like politics in the game, as well as like lying and kind of the issues with that. And then we're going to go around and we're going to talk about some of the most recent large tournaments that happened over the past 2 weekends. Because we had a snowstorm that kind of took us out of commission for a little bit. Guy, how have you been, man? You've been running around the world, and
I've been good. First off, I want to apologize to everyone for how January's gone for us. I'm in school. I'm working on getting my paramedic. Ryder is also in school. He's working on getting his basic. Seth has been busy as hell with work and family life. Ryder just got announced to be a father, so congratulations.
Yep, congratulations.
But on top of all of that, us trying to do the channel, it hurt the channel a bit. I want to apologize for that.
So.
Especially with that snowstorm, like Seth mentioned, dude, I got locked into work for 72 hours before I could go home. And the overtime was nice, but it sucked.
I mean, I have not seen, and we're down in North Carolina. We don't get big, like, up north snowstorms. It's rare for North Carolina to get snow. We got a foot of snow. Plus, it had to be. It was not just a foot of snow, because I walked out.
You saw the video I sent. It was 2+ feet at my station because I dove in and it disappeared.
We got to get that.
I'm a pretty thick guy, and it my stomach disappeared.
Yeah, he sends me a picture of him completely head to toe, glasses, everything. Just looks like he just jumped into a bag of cocaine. And it's like, hi.
I Charlie Sheened it.
He's winning.
He'd have been proud.
But anyway, let's get started on the probably one of the most overhyped ban and restricted announcements that I think I have ever seen. And as you can see on the screen, we have 2 new cards in the format. We have Biorhythm, and Lutri can't be a companion anymore. So
before we get into the cards themselves, I want to take a moment to talk about why the community does this to themselves. Because they'll sit there as soon as we get any kind of mention, any inclination, any hint that something's going to change on the ban list, people start losing their minds and thinking it's going to be either the end of the world or something incredible's going to happen. Let's be realistic. They're not going to do that. They're not going to cater to people. And also, I understand that we mainly serve the CEDH community, but we have to still account for the casual players whenever we're talking about stuff that we want banned as the CEDH community. Because they're not just going to ban Rograk and Timna because you don't like it in your commander in your CEDH pods. Those cards don't matter in casual. Stop talking about it. But the stuff that does overlap, sure, that's under discussion, like they've already said with us' Oracle Rhytic study. Now. We'll get into those specific cards later. Stop overhyping stuff and getting your hopes up, and then just being either mad or upset or just generally disappointed when stuff like this happens. This ban list update that happened is realistic.
Yeah. And some of the things is like I see people just blatantly just attacking, like they should ban this card so it'll piss CDH players off. It's like if that gets your rocks off, yay. I mean, we don't care.
Those people like that just get me. And it's like they're doing nothing but trying to rage bait our community, but they don't understand our community is nothing but rage bait and gaslighting.
We rage bait each other, and then we laugh about it. I mean,
if we're not pissed off at each other by the end of a game night, we didn't do something right.
I have gone home.
It's like a married couple.
I have gone like F&M, and it's all in good fun and stuff like that. But F&M, there are some days it's like, God, and it's more of just, I hate the interaction that I missed or something like that, and I'm aggravated or whatever. And then there's just people that just don't understand like that we have, and they get so upset about F&M. It's just like, oh my gosh, just it's F&M. It's okay.
But yeah. Back to these bands themselves. I do like what they did with Lutri, and we all, after the first one happened, we all said Biorhythm was probably
absolutely.
It's 8 mana do nothing spell. I think stuff like that is safe to come off. Biorhythm won't see any deck in CEDH. It probably won't even see a casual deck. For those who don't know what it is by now that haven't read it, it's 8 mana sorcery spell that says players' life totals become equal to the amount of creatures they control. I jokingly last night had 8 mana on turn 2 in Rogthras, and I was like, hey guys, I could have won here if I had Biorhythm. And I looked at the board and somebody had an S%. I'm like, oh, dang. That was cool. 8 mana did nothing.
I mean, Gaia's Cradle's in the format. You can play Biorhythm. You can put Blue Farm down to 2 life.
Yeah, Blue Farm's at 2 life. Good luck with your Adnos, you peasant.
God, no, here's how you win with it. Here's how you win with Biorhythm. It's 7 mana for Psych Rift.
You do it
in instep. You do it in instep.
Then you go to your next turn and you play your land and you got it. Okay, so Biorhythm is completely irrelevant.
Yep.
Lutri, on the other hand, they finally did what everyone's been asking for with this card. It is banned it as a companion.
Yeah.
This card, I think, is genuinely fine. It was just busted as a companion is the only reason it caught a ban before it even got outside of a booster pack.
I mean, I don't think it was necessarily busted as a companion. It was the fact that it was if I'm remembering correctly, when they banned this thing before it even released, they were saying this is just going to be another Soul Ring. It's going to be in every blue and red X deck, period, because you could have 101 cards based on how companions work. So
So it wasn't only that; it was also the original companion rule.
Yeah.
How you didn't have to pay the 3 to put it in your.
Oh,
It enabled a combo piece you always had access to in the command zone, essentially.
yeah. This thing
That just meant you had to find one of like 6 clone spells, and it would combo off immediately.
Yeah.
So like I understand why they did it.
I mean, I've seen people already say there's like combo or it's it can combo with infinite storms and ETB triggers. So I mean, it's there, but
You can dual caster mage and Narumeha.
yay, it's and wait a minute. I can't remember here on Lutri just for a second. Lutri, does it have to be if you cast it? So you can't even copy. You can't. So if I cast an Adnaz, you can't even copy my Adnaz. You can't even use.
It has to be something you control.
You can't. Yeah.
So on that, I think it's perfectly fine to unban, and I think banning it as companion is what needed to happen in order to bring it back into the format, because it's nice to get more effects like this that aren't just in red.
Yeah.
That way, yeah, sure, it still has to be Izzet effects, but this is if you're running Narumeha combos in an Izzet deck, this gives you another option that's also 1 mana cheaper. I have point on that later when we get into the hybrid mana thing that I think would have been really cool with the deck I've been recently playing. I like what they did with Lutri.
Yep. I mean, and maybe this is, I know a lot of people have had the speculation of saying, hey, well, they banned Lutri as a companion, and now they can bring back, or people have been speculating that they'll bring back Band as a commander. So we can see Gristlebrand maybe come back in the 99, and Gristlebrand can't be. And it's like, you don't realize what you're asking for.
People can't be trusted. You already complain when a Village hits the battlefield with a reanimate.
So
of those cards, sorry, what were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say is like, and I think Lutri, I don't, just like Biorhythm, I think Lutri's barely strong enough to see play in a CDH game, because you have these decks are so hyper aggressive, and being 3 mana and only targeting your spells is a big detriment to it, because like Izzet decks like Rao don't want to see this, Blue Farm doesn't want to see this, and
absolutely not. But does it get played as its own commander?
I mean,
because for the same reason you had it in the companion zone, you can now do the same thing in the command zone.
But since it's legendary, it doesn't work like, say.
Right. It won't work with the infinite dude effects, but it will work with infinite ETBs like Alter the Brood.
No, there's an infinite ETB. There's a card that I think Ian pointed out. I can't remember the card's name, but it's a 4 mana spell from, I believe, Rivals of Ixalan.
Mirror Gallery, and there's another one that does it. Mirror Gallery is the original one, but there's another one from Rivals of Ixalan that also gets rid of the legend rule.
Well, anyway, it makes a Lutri, or it copies your Lutri, because you may something along the lines of you may cast it from exile, because you have to cast the spell. I have to bring it up. I can't.
It's some Sakashima style effect that gets rid of the legend rule. It's either Mirror Box or Mirror Gallery was the original.
Let me see
version.
here. Scryfall.
In a casual deck, you can make that work. But if you're gonna do that, maybe just have a general Izzet Spellslinger control breach style deck, kind of like a mini Izzet almost, but it's still not as good. With the if you're gonna go the ETB route, have Alter the Brood. That way, whenever the Lutri tokens enter, they still die, of course, but you get the Alter Mill trigger.
Yeah. Let's see here. It's and if I see the art of the card, I know exactly where I can. But it was an Ixalan card. There it is. Release to the Wind. Exile. Here, I'll just bring it up. Exile target non-land permanent for as long as you control. That card remains exiled. Owner may cast it without paying its mana cost. So this does an infinite storm and ETB triggers with Lutri. Because you make copies, you're making copies of the Lutri, and then Lutri has flash.
So you target the thing, cast Lutri. Lutri copies this, targets the thing.
No, targets this.
Targets Lutri.
No, you target this. Lutri's on the battlefield. You cast it.
Yeah.
Lutri ETB. Target on the stack. Or ETB trigger on the stack, because I believe Lutri has an
ETB. Yeah. You target a thing just like the DCM line. You target a thing, cast Lutri, copy of this. The Lutri ETB then targets Lutri, enters, flickers Lutri, and it keeps doing that.
Yeah, you just infinite. This is an infinite storm and ETB trigger loop.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool.
So
then you can just grape shot somebody.
Yeah, you just grape shot, kill somebody with that. I mean, but it's 6 mana to get it started, and then once you've done that, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But
I think someone will explore the loop. I think Lutri might top a tournament in the next 3 months.
Yeah,
but I think it's not going to do more than that.
Yeah. So, and yeah. And I just think, like, if this is how they're going to do unbans, which is not that big. I mean, I don't really like it when they just completely just turn the format on its head instead of just.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's when they do things heavy-handed, I think that's more of a detriment than saying like, okay, yeah, this is a problematic card, we need to ban it, and instead of actually getting the full, because in a lot of things, as much as I want CEDH to be a thing and be a really big format, it is 1% of the format. And when you're saying, well, CEDH is 1% of the EDH as a whole, Blue Farm is really, really tiny when you're considering it has the majority of the meta share. It's 25%.
Not even Blue Farm, like the cards themselves that people were talking about banning. Heuristics, your Thasses, your Breaches, your Temnas, Thrasses, and Rogs. And Obians.
Yes.
Are those cards not necessarily problems, but very powerful and oppressive in our format? Yes. But our format is the most powerful way we can play Commander in general.
Yeah.
So those cards fit right in.
Mm-hmm.
Get into like why some of those cards in a moment. But we can't only account for this 1% of the format.
Yeah.
The casual community is what really determines what happens for 99% of their decisions. Which is why I don't know how many people are on the Commander rules /
I think it's like 11 people
right now. But as far as I'm aware. Higher is our only representation.
No, there's
the man's doing it. Is Lou also
Lou is there? The guy from
fucking advisor.
No, Lou is there, and then MTG Basics, and then I think one other.
Who from Basics?
I don't know. It's not Raul. It's somebody, because he interviewed with Max P, and Max P was like, "Congratulations, you're on the rules committee." Because he just got added.
Joking about that?
What?
Oh, I didn't know. Pigeon?
No, it's not Pigeon. I think it might. It wasn't Raul. It was somebody from. I think it was somebody from MT that's on MTG Basics.
I know they have about a 6-person crew, but the only 3 people that are really in the spotlight are Pigeon, Raul, and Evan.
Yeah.
Evan might be on it. I'm not certain, but the only one I know for certain is Higher, who is on there. So we still only have, if there's 10 people on there, a 1%.
Was it Commander ban?
Sorry, a 10% representation. I'm good at quick math, not accurate math. So we have such a small representation, but we can't expect them to cater to us just because we want.
Let's see here. Yeah,
our format is very self-correcting.
I don't recognize. I mean, of course, like the Luas and stuff like that. I don't recognize Attack on Cardboard, because there's Lua. I'd have to go back and look at the video with Max P, because he did an interview with the person and they're really good friends. So, I mean, we have if anything, we have more representation for Commander than we did prior to this whole debacle with the Docksides and the Jewel. So
we actually have representation now.
Yeah, and a lot of things. Say what you will about the committee, they did have a hostile kind of kind of a less than positive viewpoint of the CDH crowd. So they did things that really they did not care what the CDH crowd, because they didn't feel like they were needed to be a part of the committee. I know there's some of them that do play CDH, and so because they had gone on or I've seen where they had gone on the record and said we're more focused on the casual format, because that's what this format was designed to be, was a casual format from the beginning. So it's just it's just something that we really need to be kind of a little bit appreciative that we're not in as bad as a situation as we were prior. But anyway, moving on, let's talk about some of these cards that they speculated on unbanning here. We have Sundering Titan, which I'd never played Commander when.
I don't think there's a problem with Sundering Titan. At the time it got banned, there weren't as many targets as there are now that Sundering Titan could actually get rid of. And you don't just get destroyed if one hits the battlefield these days. Most of the time, if you play properly or you build your mana bases properly, there are so many options where we can just not run typed lands. So it doesn't matter really anymore. I think Sundering Titan will be fine, but it will certainly never leave the Game Changers list, because it is mass land destruction.
Yeah,
and one spell that destroys up to 5.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with that, because there's literally a bracket that says do not destroy lands. So I mean, it is what it is. Sundering Titan, I mean, like I say, I think it's 8 mana, blow up some non-basic or a land type for each basic land type. So just wipe the board of several dual lands.
It blows up to 5 lands. I think the card's fine. It'll be fine if you get rid of it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't really think anyone cares about the cards that they speculated, because they're all bad cards, except for Iona. Iona cannot come back off the ban list because they unban Painter Servant. That's the whole reason. You can't have one. You can't have both of them in the same format, because then we'll just have a problem again, which is why Painter Servant got banned in the first place.
And
when Painter Servant got brought off, Iona got put on.
Yeah,
you can't have both.
I do remember that. I recall they did do like you were saying, they did the ban. They said, okay, you can have Painter Servant, but immediately in that same ban announcement said Iona can't be on the ban list.
Yeah.
So
that's why that card will never come off the ban list. It's it's a bunch of 8 mana do nothing cards.
Yeah.
Except for Gristlebrand that we're about to get. Gristlebrand should never come off the ban list. You have a lot of mana, but we can get it out for 2 with an Entombment Reanimate.
Yep.
So it's just way too powerful for our format. Even if they had it banned as Commander, it should just never happen. Like Villas is the closest we'll get, and Villas is perfectly fine.
Yep. And I
people who are saying they can be trusted with this card are about as trustworthy as me saying I could have a Prophet of Crewfix and it's not a problem.
Yeah. In all honesty, I think Prophet of Crewfix would have less of an impact on the format than this would. Because we already have Seedborn Muse, we already have other things. And Prophet doesn't give that much more of a advantage to something like a Seedborn Muse, but Gristlebrand just pretty much, if they give Gristlebrand back, it's just another ad nause. They might at that point just unban Yawgmoth.
It's better than ad nause because it just tutors for whatever you're looking for.
And also it has
just pay 2 life to it, right? You don't have to sacrifice a creature.
No, it's 7 life, draw 7 cards.
Oh yeah, it's the 7-man draw summon. But yeah, it is an ad nos. It's near better than ad nos. Depending on your deck. Sometimes you can hit land pockets, but you can typically get there within 14 to 21 life.
You draw you pace 21 life draw. I mean, it's Necropotence in your main phase, if you really want to say it. That's what it is. It's Necropotence in your main phase.
That's a pretty good comparison of it. Gristle Brand should never come off the ban.
Yeah.
I do want to note back to the ban video we did like a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
whenever all that fiasco went on. How much I rage baited people and people thought I was serious. When just counter the spell. It's not that bad. Just counter it. Run interaction. It's not my fault that you don't play interaction. So many people got heated. It's so funny. I love reading the comments.
Oh man, thanks for the interaction. But no, yeah, I don't think Gristlebrand's a viable card to come off the ban list. It's just too. There's just too much there that can go wrong. It's not something that's just like, hey, this is a tame card. Even in CDH terms, this is not a tame card. This is a scary card. Coming down. I know, yes, we have Bowmasters, but it doesn't matter. They can do it they can pay the life in response to the triggers, because it is instant speed. So, okay.
So for cards that they have been looking at that they mentioned were Rhytic Study and Thassa's Oracle.
Yep.
I still don't agree with the Thassa's Oracle because the game's got to end at some freaking point. So that part's fine. And even for the most part, whenever someone wins with a Thassa's Oracle, it was usually preceded by an Underworld Breach, something like that. And Underworld Breach is still a fine card.
Yeah.
The one that I actually agree with is Rhytic Study.
Yeah.
And my reasoning for it being that won the Dallas tournament with Evan. That was a prime example of why it should get banned. The second thing being, or for that reasoning being, that it doesn't matter if you have it in your deck or not. We're in a clone-heavy meta. People frequently clone this thing, especially with like flash photography or clever impersonator stuff like that. There's never really just one Rhytic you have to pay for. Yes, there's the argument for Rhytic helps fight the turbo decks like your Rog Size and your Rouse and whatever. But it really doesn't most of the time. If you're tapping out on turn 2 to slam a Rhytic with no mana
Route doesn't care
in hopes that you have free interaction, they're still going to push through you. Because there's likely only 2 to 3 spells that you can actually cast off that Rhytic Study, and you have to find them in your 94 cards that are left in your deck.
I mean,
it's not realistic. So it doesn't really stop them. It also incites a mini game of the entire game now becomes revolved around Rhytic Study. Everyone starts playing, or not everyone. A lot of people start playing words, priority bullying, passing it to you because you have 14 cards in hand, but they don't realize you have Jack and or shit in your hand, and you can't do anything about it. But because you have a lot of cards, it looks bad.
Yeah.
Not salty about my semifinals at the Forest Fighter.
No. Now I'll play a little bit devil's advocate with Rhytic Study. It does have one good thing working for it, is if you are in 4th seat and you're mold low and you have a land if your hand is literally 3 cards, it's Rhytic Study, Ancient Tomb, and a blue land, you might be able to get back in the game sitting in 4th seat. Because we also saw there's this cool feature that I just noticed was on the top 16 website, where they actually show the win percentages of the seats and the draw rate, which it's getting worse. 4th seat's getting worse. Just a little.
That's about the only redeeming factor I can see for Rhytic Study is that it is the only real catch-up mechanic that we have access to these days in 4th seat, which which it sucks. But Dockside was that before it, and that card rightfully got banned. As much as I love it, but it deserved to. Rhytic Study is now the best of what we got, but it's not the 4th seed player with it that Mold Low is the problem. It's everyone else that has 1 or 6 of them.
I mean,
that is making the game worse.
Oh, God! We have a bad echo.
Also, insights to the flash meta that we're in right now, where people are just trying to flash and win on
Hold on.
top.
I think we got a bad echo here. It was. Let's see. I'm gonna turn you down just a little bit. Sorry there, Deshaun. Thanks for letting us know about that. Nobody's been in here.
Appreciate you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry for everybody that was listening to that. We're a little bit out of practice here.
What's funny is I've been watching us on YouTube, but I haven't muted, so I don't have an echo, and I was not just hearing it.
Yeah.
That's probably why so many people have just been joining and leaving.
Damn it. I don't know why it's never done the echo. I updated it and now it's doing it. Let's see. Wish somebody would have said something. We could have fixed it. Technical difficulty, sorry.
What?
Let's see. Get a properties here.
You get dogs while we wait.
Yeah.
This is Raven, or Thrasios, if you've seen my updates. She is very confused. Noms. Oh. Poor baby. Oh, yes. You're in my noms. There you go. Good.
No, there we go. Advanced. I'm not sure why it's doing this, but
Still echoing.
Yeah, everything it comes straight through your mic. It's being a pain. Ugh.
So what's on my side?
No, it's not letting me edit the vocals. I want to.
Raven, what are you doing?
Filters. There we go. Add a filter. See, I'll put a noise gate in here. There we go. Let's see it. Try it now.
How about now? Are we still echoing?
Yeah, it's hitting it again. I'll add another filter.
So weird. What did you?
I didn't do it.
Change anything since last time?
No, I didn't.
Apologies for whoever just joined. We're trying to figure out something.
Yeah. Try it now there, guy.
Is testing 1 2 ban Rhytic Study 3 4.
Yeah. Okay. I think we might have it now. We were having the guy was coming in twice because he's coming in hot. A lot better. I appreciate that, Q.
Hot with the hot takes.
Hey, they got to hear all our bad.
Just like we're in heated rivalry for those who know what that is.
Anyway, okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. Oh, yep, that is Q. But anyway, sorry for the technical difficulties. Get back to it. The thing is about Rhytic Study is that yes, it's our only catch-up mechanic, but it has the same. The format has devolved back to what it was prior to the bans. Every blue farm we had a Phyrexian Metamorph, we had Phantasmal.
It was the Clone Wars.
It was Clone Wars again, because everybody was if the first Dockside comes down, everybody's going to try to clone it to get that advantage and get that ETB trigger so they could push for a win. That was how it was going to be, and that was how it had to happen, or how it was going to happen. And if you're not playing red, if you were not playing red for Dockside, guess what? You were at a huge disadvantage. You couldn't get ahead of somebody that was playing Dockside because they automatically had something that just all they needed was a snap and a Dockside, and they were off to the races. Period. And Rhystic Study sadly has become that very same thing with clever impersonators and copy enchantments and stuff like that. And when we have finals games like what happened at Dallas, and no shade at Evan. Evan's playing the format exactly the way it should be played. I mean, because it's the tools that are available. Play to your outs. That's fine. Nobody's mad at you or upset.
So we got to get into what actually happened there for people to catch that reference if they did not watch the game. But yeah, so Rhystic's only redeeming quality is that it's the only catch-up feature we really have in 4C. One Ring's not as good. Smothering Tide does nothing if you have no cards to cast with it. And the 4-seat disparity just keeps getting larger and larger when you look at the statistics that Top Deck now has added, as well as Datatog frequently posts. So if you follow them on Twitter, you can get some good info on that. Q here in the chat is one of the outliers to 4-seat because he lies his way through. I'm joking. I'm surprised he didn't yell at me from the other room, but I don't really care.
He's gonna bust in that door and just kick you in the back of the head. He's like, "Don't mess with my EV."
But it's not like I said, it's not the 4-seat people with the Rhystic Study that mold lower the problem. It's everyone else copying it or having multiple copies of it. So not only does it is Rhystic Study the problems when you combine it with the other cards like Flash. Rhystic Study enables the Flash meta that people are so afraid of, and it's just wait until someone flinches first or pulls the trigger first, and the whole shootout starts, and everyone just goes on top of it. So Rhystic not only it enables that, then it starts these counter fights that just never end. I've had multiple stacks that were 45 plus minutes in one game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also feeds into the Bowmaster problem that just represses all the green decks. Because it just, now we get into the Bowmaster mini game of now the entire game becomes revolved around the Bowmaster cloning and taking Bowmasters. That is also trying to make a deal with the Rhystic Study that ends up not working out for one of them because someone's always going to get screwed in a deal. And those two cards just inside a mini game, that is the whole reason that, or not the whole reason, but one of the reasons that Dockside got banned.
Yeah.
So why are we not looking at those cards?
Yeah, and speaking about Bowmaster for a quick minute, because I know people have talked about, hey, I want Bowmaster banned, stuff like that. But I've stopped in my Blue Farm list. I've stopped running Bowmaster because there's been so many times where I've cast Bowmaster and, hey, look, the Rog Thras player has now copied it 6 times, and I'm getting shot in the face with 3 Bowmaster triggers every time I draw a card with my said Rhystic Study or my Temna or Esper Sentinel. So Bowmaster is a little less of a mini game. It's more, it's now starting to become more of a detriment to the decks that are trying to present a win relatively quickly or gain.
Like the two in combination with each other.
Yeah.
Because if Bowmasters alone isn't that bad, when sure you got a Thrash triggering it once or twice a turn, you got some Esper Sentinels, some Fairy Masterminds, and some Mystical ones. Yep. But those don't typically stick around, or they get shot after a couple triggers, or they just don't feed as much as a Rhystic does.
Now, and that's also and one last, and we'll say one last thing on Rhystic. If they do eventually ever ban Rhystic, but based on what they said here in this article, it doesn't look like Rhystic Study is getting banned anytime soon. But Rhystic also would open up decks like Food Chain. Food Chain literally would not have any natural predators in the format because there's no other card draw engine that explicitly goes after casting a creature. There's multiple ones that says non-creature spells like your Mystic Remoras, your Polywog Prodigies, your Esper Sentinels, things like that. Those cards only look for non-creatures. Rhystic Study is the only outlier that says non-creatures. Creatures, excuse me. It's the only one that says that casting a creature can cause someone to draw a card. Now let's move on to Thassa's Oracle. Nate, one of our locals, was sweating bullets when this ban announcement came out because he just got one of the pretty Secret Lair 1 foil. And we were joking with him because right after the ban, he was like,
Bro, y'all tried to tell me the same thing about my Gaia's Cradle.
The Gaia's Cradle's not going anywhere. That would have sucked, though.
It's not. I mean, neither is Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, they got it on their watch list, but the card's not bad. Just keep it in the game changers list, and it's exactly where it belongs. The people who abuse it are the people who are gonna do it regardless.
Yeah.
Like, sure, if you want to make it worse, hit like Demonic Consultation. That card's bad anyways, but at least they still have Tainted Pact, and you don't just die because you have a bad DimCon when you're trying to get interaction.
But the thing is like if everybody's this big, I mean, and we had talked to some of our local casual players leading up to this ban, and I was talking to Dustin at F&M one night, and he's saying it's like, I don't see Rhytic study that much because most of our local crowd realizes that it is a extremely powerful card and it doesn't need to be in a bracket 3 deck.
Yeah, but we are only.
Well, I get that. It's a small.
We are not the entire.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying in a small. Yes, you're very pretty. Hey, do you want to see my winnings? That was a damaged plateau that I'm flattening out.
All right, we got
sidetracked. But anyway, no. A lot of these cards from the casual players and the limited testing, or I guess the limited data that I've gotten from them, is that you don't normally see a Rhytic study in something like a pod, in a bracket 3 pod. You'll see it in 4s, and that same thing goes for Thassa's Oracle. So these cards aren't going anywhere. Rhytic study is probably the most problematic of the two. So anything else you want to add, Guy?
One that I honestly could see taking a hit because it impedes on the funness of the format of what Commander was built to do, and it stops the whole reason you play Commander, that you cannot cast your commanders, is Drannith Magistrate.
Oh yeah.
And the card's not even a problematic card. Just run removal. Hey, just counter the spell. This one can actually be countered, unlike Hexing Squelcher. But that one I could possibly see taking a hit that they just haven't talked about.
Yeah, I definitely could see Drannith, but I was watching some of Gavin's interviews, and it sounds like they're making it the bar to ban something in Commander, not just CDH, but just Commander as a whole. They're setting that bar extremely high. They're not saying, well, this card made some this is like Soul Ring. It's in every single deck, and it's this. No, it's got to have a significant bad impact on the format. And that's across both competitive and casual for it to see a ban. I guess like a Nadu.
Makes sense. There are probably over 40,000 cards in our card.
Oh, way more than that.
There's an answer to nearly everything in our format. Yeah. People just have to find them. Go dig through the commons of Kamigawa or whatever and find cards. You're either going to find a new problem like a Boro, or you're going to find an answer to a current problem.
See,
it's probably been printed somewhere.
See, here's something to think too. Okay, if you're in a casual pod, take this a bit of advice. If they're playing Thassa's Oracle, that's taking up one of their game changers, okay? They may not be playing, say, a Force of Will, because that's another game changer. And they probably aren't playing Fierce Guardianship. So, what you can run, run an Endurance. Run an Endurance. That makes that outright will stop a Thassa's Oracle.
Run interaction.
Run interaction.
Stuff like that. The people are actually problems in your locals. Just run the interaction. It's what's stopping you from doing it?
Yeah. I mean, what's the Cephalid Coliseum? Great way to stop a Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah. But
okay, I think we beat this dead horse and kind of talked.
So yeah, we kind of beat it up, but onto the hybrid mana system that they've been hinting and Gavin just wanted so badly that honestly a lot of people, myself included, truly did believe that it was going to happen. And I was excited for it. I was excited to see what would happen to the format, how it would change, and like the different opportunities it would provide to decks. It might have built new decks, it might have revived some decks, and it might have introduced new interactions that we just haven't seen before. I was honestly excited if that change would have happened, and especially since they unbanned Lutri.
Oh yeah, here's the hybrid. I've got the hybrid here pulled up. Look at that percentage of people that liked and didn't like the idea of changing that.
Like that to the just didn't cares. It was like pretty split down the middle.
It's very positive 5, 25%, 4, 19%, 3 neutrals, 19%, 2s negatively 17%, and 1 21% being very negative. So it is dead down the middle as you possibly can get it. Hybrid mana was just you like it or you don't like it. So it's.
But for some of the stuff that it would have done, I was excited for. Like I was excited to try out Plagon and Rogthras. I was like getting Lutri into Plagon. Sorry, I've been playing Plagon a lot. Getting Lutri into Plagon would have been really cool to alter the Brood line because yeah, you can't attack like you can't because it works the same way with Narameha. It's just a 3-mana Narameha.
Yep.
But getting the more normal stuff that people have been talking about, like the Manamorphoses and the Rog size or Rouse, like that's pretty good for them. Or the sure you can get Gutter Snipe in your Magna deck if you really wanted it. But and the fun stuff like that, I was honestly I was happy if they would have done that. Just even if it was only for like 6 months, try it out, see what happened. If the world caught on fire, just burned it, just ban it again real quick.
You know that
hey, we messed up. It happened. Sorry.
You know, I think that's actually and I've talked to Wayne with Land Go a couple times about these speculative, like, hey, this is a rule change. Let's run a tournament that has that rule change and like new mulligans, etc., or whatever. Why not? I mean, at these Magicons and stuff, why not run tournaments or not tournaments, but just hey. Here is your bracket
playtest event.
Here's your bracket 3 side event. Hybrid mana is legal in your commander deck. In any commander deck that the colors are work in. And see and see how people enjoy it rather than saying, well, because it's easy to sit there and say if you've never tried it in something to say, well, no, I don't like it. But when you actually play it in something, you might understand that, hey, I actually like having a Manamorphose in my Storm deck where I can, in my mono red Storm deck, I have a Manamorphose now. So it's more of something like that. I think it's more people maybe need to try it. And I don't know if this is going to change. Well, I think this issue might be.
They have their R&D groups that are working on it, but I think what you brought up with doing it at Magicons is the prime time to do it. If everyone have a survey card at the end of it or a QR code on every table in that area that they usually kind of separate. They usually just mark off areas for specific play levels at Magicons and just have like QR codes on every table that leads to a survey that you can fill out when you try these things at this event. I think that'd be an awesome idea.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I think that'd be a good way to kind of get people on the side of, hey, this is actually a lot of fun. I like doing this. I like trying this. And that was good. So I think with that said, I think that's kind of, they did one last thing. They did hint at probably there will be another ban announcement in sometime in June. So we can get our speculation hats out, and Gristlebrand's getting unbanned, and Jeweled Lotus and Rhytic Studies getting banned.
Give me Prime Time and Prophet of Perfix. I can be trusted. I swear. Scout's Honor.
Oh, Sylvan Primordial too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, yeah, let's Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to our next topic, and we'll go ahead and talk about. We'll kind of be moving into the commander here, or into the tournament review. But before we get really into tournament review, let's talk about.
Honestly, yeah. Dang, like Golos would be interesting to see how it performs.
Oh
These
yeah,
days. Like I think Golos would be fine to unban. It's going to be mostly a generic 5-color pile, but I think with the new lands and the new minstrel tech that people have been building, I'd be excited to see where Golos is these days.
you just want a creature that enters the battlefield and goes and gets your guy's cradle. That's all you want.
Is that so hard to ask for? Vibrance does it already.
Anyway, let's talk about before we get in these deck techs. There's something that I want to talk about, and it's been a little bit of a hot topic here in the past couple weeks, and it's lying and the ethical, whether it's okay to lie in a CDH game or in a tournament game, or commander game in general. Is it like what's wrong with lying? What's good with lying, if there is anything? So do you want to kind of go into that a little bit there, Guy?
So, per the Magic rules, there is nothing legally in the rules against lying in Magic or in any format of it. So, by the rule book, you can't do it. We are going to tournaments. We are playing for thousands of dollars most of the time, and the prize pool just keeps increasing the more popular the format
Yep.
gets. In 60 card format, lying or bluffing is encouraged. It is a 1v1 game. Everyone understands that. You're trying to kill your opponent or force the draw after you get a win, however way you can within the legal rules of your format. In CDH, however, we have the social contract that if you do that, you now hinder any opportunity you have to make any future deals, which most everyone understands these days if they've been playing CDH for any amount of time, that the how that ends up affecting you is the more you go to these tournaments or if you make content or whatever you do,
People talk.
people are going to start recognizing you, and you're not going to. It's not only going to affect you for that day at that tournament; it's going to affect you at any future tournaments you attend.
Yeah.
So people are just not going to trust you, and people aren't going to make any deals with you, which is going to make winning a little more difficult. Sure, you can just solitaire the entire game out and win that way, but you have a better chance if you're able to talk with the table and they actually trust you whenever it comes down to handling problems, making deals, getting past other players, this, that, and the other. But if you are a known liar, you will struggle to do that due to our social contract and how tight knit our community is, because word gets around fast and you will get identified wherever you are at.
We will find you. But when it comes to lying and stuff like that, I kind of take the same approach that Raul from MTG Basics takes. Is I'd almost rather lose the game than sit there and lie to somebody and now I'm branded a liar, because like if double sleeve, we can't have double sleeved. It would tarnish the recipe, the reputation of the channel, and that's not something that I want to do, because we put a lot. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes, but we put a lot of hard work into getting this channel where it's at, and hopefully growing it in the future. But as far as the tournament standpoint, it's like we're playing with a lot of the same people. We'll go to Nashville.
We've hit the point where I can't go to a tournament in the Southeast without knowing at least one person in nearly every round I play.
Absolutely. And the thing is, if we're sitting there, if it's, let's say we go into a pod where it's you, me, Q, and Ryder sitting in there, and one of us is a known liar, you're not going to get away with anything in that pod. Restrain yourself, Guy. Restrain. I know you want to say something, but restrain yourself. He's in the other room.
Oh, I was talking about you.
What? Oh, yeah. Okay.
But no, yeah. So not only for the content creation side of it, but just like being a generally trustable person, it's going to do nothing but hinder your reputation. Sure, you might win that tournament on the long end, you might win that game on the short end, but it's going to do nothing but hurt you the more you do it in the future. We have a local person who Critical EDH made it like a 30-minute segment in one of their videos about it after one of the CCS tournaments, and he's one of the locals to our area, and I had an interaction with him here recently about that, and I explained my viewpoint on him. I was like, dude, I understand it's part of the game, uh, or not part of the game, but like it's not illegal in the game. But this is why I don't trust you and I don't make deals with you while we're in games together. And you're going to have more and more interaction like that the more you grind out.
Yeah.
Now, if you are just this person who comes out to try to play a tournament because you've never gotten a chance, or you're just super busy and you're probably not going to play in a lot of them, people probably aren't going to recognize you unless you spike a tournament, and then 3 months later they're going to forget your face and who you are. So sure, it'll benefit those people, but for the grinders, it is going to be nothing but a detriment.
One other thing that just kind of occurred, or it kind of occurred to me, is going back to the fact that we are a relatively small community. I know we can have 5, 6, or we've had tournaments upwards of 500 people. We have 200 people. It was easy. I mean, that's. Oh, what was that face for?
Sorry, while we've been talking, I've been shuffling up and doing mulligans. Tell me if y'all keep this hand in Rockthras, Cabbage Merchant, Hexing Squelcher, Promox, Rhytic Study, Cradle, Breeding Pool, Urza Saga.
He's just gonna keep it because of the cradle, because it's pretty. I can't see.
No, I mean the hand's good. Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, my thing is we go to a lot of these tournaments and we sit there. Yeah. In these tournaments, we do run into a lot of people's like, this is my first CDH tournament, and while I am very much trying to win and play the best I can play, I also don't want that person that's trying CDH for the first time to have a bad experience at the tournament, because I know that if I lie to that person and I make them have a bad experience, I just or pretty much in whether it be intentional or not, I just maybe turn someone away from a format that I love, and they're not going to come back if they think, well, all the CDH players are liars and they tricked me and all this stuff. That's not the way to grow a format. Be welcoming and fair with people. So that's more of the ethical kind of soapbox, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But anyway, let's talk about go into these tournaments that we've had over the past couple weeks. We had one here. This one's a little bit farther back.
Sorry. Before we get to that, Dank just commented on the hand. I don't know if you saw it, but I top decked a Boreal Grazer, and so it made it even better.
Nice.
For draw for turn.
Anyway, let's talk about this tournament. It was on January 24th. The Breach the Bay, CDH 10K. And if you notice here at the top, they have the win rates. They started putting the win rates here on their overlay, so you can look at kind of the percentages of decks and stuff that are winning. And God, look at seat 4. It is with.
I'll be straight with you. I can't read that from here. The window's minimized.
Seat 4 had a less than 10% chance of winning. 9.95% chance of winning. The draws were 3% higher than the seat 1 win rate. You had 30.49% win draw rate versus a seat 1 27.35% win rate. That's insane.
We'll see at a different event that we're going to talk about today how this one person made it to the finals with 5 draws.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is stuff that was like typically unheard of outside of like the Commander Invitational last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, don't get me wrong, people are really good at not losing the game, but when you get up in that level, it's hard to close the game.
Yeah.
And people would rather get the 1 point than the 5, which I understand. I am right there with them. But the how the format is right now, I do think it is very healthy, except for that seat disparity, because oftentimes it does turn into a turn order simulator.
Yeah. It's solitaire, pillow fort, that kind of thing. So let's take a look at some of the top 16 here and see what kind of people we're up against in this tournament. Starting us off, we've got a Rogthras here in 16th. Do you guys think it's time for someone to host a tournament using the rating system?
Which rating system do you?
Are you talking about Canadian Highlander?
Or are you talking the point wager system, kind of like Japan does it? Because our league does that as well. The Critical H League does that, and I honestly like the point wager system.
Yeah, the point wager system. It seems like it's a little. It's not. You're not as incentivized to say, "Hey, I'm just going to do a draw."
Yeah. Yeah. I think more people in the U.S. should try it. I like it. I've been enjoying it in our leagues.
Yeah.
And it's been working for other regions of the world. So why can't we try it?
Yeah. Again, hey Wayne, if you ever see this, side events with the point wager system at Big Lane Go events, or talk to Baldy about Excalibur.
I'm gonna talk to him about trying to throw one in at the Boyle if he has room for it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I will be at the Boyle. Links will be somewhere.
Yeah.
At pretty much all of our videos. When you go to buy your tickets for any of the Major Lane Go events, use our code double. You'll get 10% off when you check out, and it'll help us. It doesn't cost you any extra, but it just shows some support. It shows Wayne that we're actually getting the word out.
We're trying. Anyway, let's get into these decks. We have the first deck here is Rog and Silas in 16th place. They went 2-2-1. So
if we really need to go through every list, unless you just know of some off the top that have some pretty spicy inclusions.
I don't really
because we got like 3 tournaments to go through, and we ain't got time to go through.
Oh, I'm not going through every list. I was just looking mainly like see if there's any Llanowar kind of eclipsed
Lorwyn.
Because this has got a hexing squelcher. It looks like your pretty generic Roxai list. Got that steel enchantment for those Rhytic studies.
See, it's a problem.
But okay. We have
this top 16. This top 16 for Breach the Bay looks pretty normal for the West Coast meta, from what I understand.
Yes,
it's a bunch of turbo decks. It's a bunch of Kennen decks. That's the majority of what happens out there, from what I understand, is just turbo.
There is a Teferi.
There is a
Teferi. I'm gonna look at this Teferi list.
Hot. Yeah.
There's an Ugin of the Eye of the Storm in this thing. What?
I'm more interested in the Unknown Commander, because no one can take that deck down. It's an 8th place. But yeah, Teferi Temporal Archmage. I saw someone at the Forest Fight bring this deck back, and this person is obviously either a dedicated pilot or just ran really hot. So congrats to them nonetheless. I always like seeing spice like this up here.
Isn't this just an infinite? I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is just an infinite mana combo deck.
Yep.
Take a bunch of.
If we do that, burn them out with Walking Ballista.
There's no walking. Oh yeah, there is a Walking Ballista in this list.
It's literally the first creature.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Teferi's pretty hot. You don't see it often. Teferi was one of the problem decks when I first started playing CDH. So it's fun to see those pop back up from time to time.
Right.
Outside of that, there's a Malcolm Kedis, which is interesting.
Yep.
Tyam out 19th place. I like seeing how good Tyam's doing. Congrats to everyone who made top 16.
Absolutely.
Logan from Critical EH is constantly killing it. And Joey Graves on Timna Dargo going 4-0-3 undefeated is pretty sick. I think Bite Size MTG did an interview with them last week. So if you want to go check that out, go hit them up. Good channel. They're a good podcast.
Yep.
But Timna Dargo taking down 2 large tournaments in a row out there on the West Coast. So that's cool.
Yeah,
seems pretty standard. I think it seems pretty standard to the last person that won's list, right?
yeah, it's pretty much what you expect with the Mardu.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah, it's your Goblin Bombardment lines with Dargo. Pretty much just kind of an aristocrat type build with so
yeah. So the Breach the Bay top 16 looks pretty normal for the West Coast.
Yep.
Turbo meta in the top 16, and Kennen eats up turbo decks pretty well, which is why 3 of them also did pretty also made top cut. I'd say that's pretty standard for the West Coast. Over on the East Coast, we had the first of the CCS 20K invitationals qualifiers to the 50K. I believe it's what top 16 gets a invite to there to the 50K that's in December.
Yep.
It is pretty standard for our East Coast meta. Lots of Thrasios decks, lots of Kennen decks, and Blake Greery going once again undefeated 404 on Ral of all decks.
Where's A?
But there is more once you look a little lower in the top 16. There is an Inala, a Shorekai,
And there's a Sammy.
Sammy Wildcat, and a Crick that actually made top 16.
This is a kind of a wild top 16. Let's say
What does Sammy even do?
Let's see here. I'm gonna see what this. I've never seen this Sammy Wildcat. What is this guy? Do you know anything about this list? I've never seen this before.
Bro, I'm reading this for the first time right now. So Sammy 4 red and a white. It's from the spaceship set.
Spaceship
4/4 double shredded vigilance spells. You have affinity for artifacts. That's the relevant line of text on that card.
So my buddy used Sammy, and it's a manual storm list. Hmm.
Okay. What are they winning with?
Let's see here.
We got.
Is there a gut shot in here? Well, no. I think it's the Searing Touch line. They're making a bunch of mana, and then they're just Searing Touch. They're casting Searing Touch, buying it back, cast Searing Touch, infinite amount of times. Okay. Dank, is that pretty much? Do I have it right there? It's just a. That's one of the win lines is with Searing Touch.
Pretty sick. There's some. Oh. Pretty sick.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it because you have Basalt Monolith here.
Ancestral Statues ETB to burn the pot out.
I don't see an Ancestral Statue, but I do see a Basalt Monolith in here. So, yeah. Hey.
Yeah. That's pretty sick. I constantly shit talk on Crick, but one made into 11th place. 2, 1, and 4, I can near guarantee those draws were not that player's doing, unless it was them getting stopped before someone else could win.
Hey.
But what I like is the Inala. I've been interested in trying that deck out and learning those convoluted ass lines. So that's a project.
Oh, this is Sasquatch. We play with Sasquatch a lot. He's kind of when you see him, you'll be like, "Oh, that's who that is," because he's always got like the working hand. Like looks like he's been working on a car for like. He's got like mechanic looking hands. Every time I play with him, that's one thing I notice. He's a cool dude, but he is a dedicated Inala pilot.
I don't know if I've ever met him, but yeah, Inala is one of the decks I plan on working on just so I can learn and get some new content out there for y'all.
Yep.
I know y'all are tired of seeing Rock Thrash and Blue Farm. My next video we record, I will be playing with Plagon just because I've been loving that deck, and then after that, I'll probably start working on Inala.
But of course, this is actually a little fun fact. Ian was talking about how this might be making a good or has a good matchup with some of the format right now. It's just the pilot has to really know what they're doing. It's not just some simple, not just a mindless deck that's just like you have to.
Oh, by no means is that.
No,
I could not tell you the Inala line off the top of my head. I have not looked at it in a very long time. so I don't even want to attempt it right now. I know it's like a 17 copy token
Yeah,
loot or
it's
something
with the
like that.
spell. It's with your spell seeker. It's spell seeker lines. Then it's entomb, and then you're just pretty much the way I've seen Sasquatch beat me. It was Anala and then the spell seeker, and then it was just he had a way to flicker the spell seeker and get every one of his combo pieces, and then combo out, and then Thassa's Oracle kill us.
Yeah.
I mean, he went
So,
3 and 3. So
over the last 2 weeks, there were what 4 or 5 over 100 player tournaments, which is nothing but good for the community
absolutely.
across the U.S. A lot of them are pretty standard when you look at the top cuts. As we've seen with these 2 events, but then you get into the was it the Dallas or the Royal Rumble?
No, the Royal Rumble was
Dallas
on the 24th.
Dallas was pretty normal.
The Dallas was last.
Which one of these had just like the weird ass top cut? Oh, it was a Royal Rumble. They had the weird top cut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, going into Dallas. So Dallas is all the talk of last weekend. There were a lot of heavy hitters out there.
Yeah.
2 of the notable ones being in first and second place, being Evan Pierce and Max. Congrats to Evan on winning.
Yep.
I saw a screenshot of that stack, and I would have wanted to, for legal reasons, this is a joke, unalive myself if I was in that game because I don't want to deal with that stack.
It wasn't even the stack. It was just the board state looked miserable.
It was like all the Rhytic triggers, reason enough to ban the dang card. And but nonetheless, congrats to everyone who made it up there because there were a lot of heavy hitters down there.
Something that's kind of fun is Jace Shikai, Ghost of Tsushima, made 8th place. I saw this as I was watching the tournament throughout the day. I noticed this deck like show up in a lot of the top in the streamed pods. So I was like, this is actually kind of cool. Looks like it's a Doomsday Loop. It's a very it's just a pretty controlling Esper list, similar to something. It's got Nexus of Fate. In their combo line with Nexus of Fate?
Crazy. No, it's just extra turn spells. Thief of Sanity is crazy. I love seeing Thada Adele in here. There was a while there where last year, the year before, where Thada was just wrecking people.
Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, I was really excited to see something new because this is definitely a new list, and I've thought about trying Jin because after that secret lair, I was like, this is probably the only commander out of the PlayStation secret lair that's worth playing in CDH.
That's pretty sick. Send it.
So
yeah, that's pretty sick. Send a Jin list.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put something together for a future video. So and.
Yeah. Outside of that, the rest of it looks pretty normal, except for there's a Hepatra, which is pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, the Hepatras.
But there's really nothing notable with these deck lists and tournaments. Everything is
they're pretty fine-tuned.
Except for the ones that we did point out. But as far as your normal stuff, your Kennons, your TNTs, your Malcolm Biles, your Rog Thrases, which honestly had a bad weekend. Like everything's pretty normal in those decks. I haven't seen too much spicy. I know Sam Black is always brewing with his lands build. So that whole deck is just in its own world. Him and John Vick are out there just doing whatever they want to with Rock Thrax. But it's working for them.
But hey, congrats to Evan. If they're gonna give you the tools to make 13 Rhytic studies on the table, then make 13 Rhytic studies.
Before we've been running for a little bit. Before we get out of here, is there anything that y'all want us to talk about
in future videos? Is there any topics or any things that y'all would like us to discuss? I mean, we can do something that I've kind of just talked about or thought about doing is like doing a deck dissection, and not so much like a deck tech, but explaining how some of our notable decks work. Because a lot of people, like when we do like our learn to play events at our locals, it's sometimes difficult to explain like the nuances of some of the lines and things like that. Not just like your breach line LED. Everybody kind of understands that those 3 cards work in unison, but there's also some nuances of like here's a simple one. Searching doing a search spell before you look at the cards that you've got off of a necropotence, just so you know if you have the win or not. But if there's anything that you guys want to see, join our Discord, message us directly, ask us. I mean, we're always open to talking with the community and getting something going. So Guy, do you got anything else?
Yeah, if there's any decks y'all want to see us play in future content, we are starting to open up our reporting
shit.
again.
Had my screen went black there for a minute, but
we're still alive.
Yeah, we're still good. We're still good.
Technical issues are the theme of tonight, but yeah, if there's any decks y'all want to see us in future content, let us know. We will do our best to try to make it work, and print off some decks as well as get some guests in that we can. If there's anyone specifically you want to see, let us know. We'll try to see if we can't get them in. I have a few people I want to reach out to. I have in mind. No promises on if we'll get them in yet. So there's some stuff in the pipeline that we should be looking forward to.
Yep.
Hop in our Discord, message us, talk about the chats, the bands, play some games with us. There's people in there looking for games right now. Also coming up in the future events, we have listed on all of our other videos. But the next one we'll be attending as a local here. It's a Black Lotus Invitational Qualifier out at East Coast Games. They're also a sponsor of me and the team I'm on. So go hit them up, buy some singles from them if you're interested. After that, I believe my next event is the Kraken Cup out in Nags Head, North Carolina.
Yeah.
It is a scaling 20K prize pool. It is in a bit of a weird location, but at this time, I'm currently planning on attending. I believe Seth,
yeah,
I
am
too as well, right?
I just need to get Airbnb for that. I'm not driving 3 hours, turn around, drive 3 hours, and then come back the next day and drive 3 hours. Not doing that. We're gonna stay the night.
Yeah, I did that for the forest fight. It wasn't that great. But yeah, so after that, I have the Boil, and I believe you're going out to Ravenforge.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the charity event in Stanford, North Carolina. So while guys at the Boil, I think Ryder and I are going to be hitting the charity event that's happening that weekend. Also
Durful, who is a community favorite whenever we bring him on, and we love having
absolutely
him on
awesome guy.
He will be commentating the Boil. So tune in down there and watch the stream. It will be on his channel, I believe. If not, it will be on the Lango channel, wherever they normally stream this stuff at. So go show Durful and Lango some love and support. Awesome guys out there.
Hey, if y'all do go watch it, ask him to do his movie voice in one of the games. He has to do the movie announcer for one of the games.
Sorry, my tattoo is hitting the itchy portion, and it's I'm trying so hard not to.
Move it over a little bit on the edge of your screen, because that's a pretty cool tattoo.
I don't know if y'all can really see it because it's kind of blocking off. But it's a EMS and One Piece tattoo. I'm getting it finished on the 25th. Got to get some shading in. It's the same artist that did my Iroh, so I'm super excited. If you after that, the next future events I got coming up are the Black Lotus Invitational out in Nashville in May, and then I'm currently planning on, but nothing is set in stone yet, to go out to Colorado for the 10K Siege in June or July, whenever that is. So that's what I got for the next 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, I'll be planning to go to the Nashville as well. If I don't make the qualifier, I'll definitely be going to play in the Open, and then just some of the local tournaments around here. But anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching, and hey, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye now.
Thank you.